Hello. Welcome back to Please Watch Our Podcast. I'm your host, Connor. And do you want to introduce yourself?
I am the new guy. I'm Mitch.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. New co-host? What happened to the other one? I'm not even joking. He hasn't talked to me since January. It's now
Uh,
April.
the
Fuck him.
business.
It's
The
over.
business. It's
Um,
over.
don't come to my house. You know, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Don't come to my house. It's over. Walk away. That's me right now. Um,
The
today.
rally.
Yeah, bro. I'm such Riley, and I don't want to be the main character. He's a dick.
Does that make me Fregly?
Yeah, no. I'm more of a redhead, so I think I'm more friendly. But like, they're both redheads, I guess. I don't
Fregly and
know.
Rowley, yeah. They are.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's us. Not the main characters, but the main character in Die Whippy Kid is a dick. So don't worry, we're
Why,
good.
Greg Heffley. He's just a kid. A wimpy kid.
True. Today we're talking about Doom Part 1 and Part 2.
And part two.
I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the whole Doom hype, especially when Part 1 came out. Like I watched the first 10 to 20 minutes of it and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Timothy, why aren't you burnt? You're on a desert planet." That really took me out.
Yeah, okay. That is something I
Yeah.
actually haven't thought about ever.
Bro, it's
No, that's actually such a good point. They're the whitest motherfucker. How are they
bro,
not?
he is the whitest
So can I
motherfucker. Like he
swear?
is so white. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
Don't worry. He is so white. It's like, how is he not crispy?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
anyways, that really took me out. But then I watched part two.
yeah.
Then I watched part two. I'm like, okay, I get it. And I honestly feel like that part two made Timothy
hmm
Chalamet like A-list celebrity. Now I
Oh,
feel like Timothy
he's
is
yeah.
he's an A-list now. Like he's an A-list celebrity now. Like there's like no looking at this kid and laughing. Like he is an A-list celebrity. Like there's no anyways, but yeah.
No, I totally agree. Actually, I think when I've actually been quite a, I wouldn't say a big fan.
Mm,
I'm not a huge like. I don't follow celebrities. They're not. That's not my thing.
mm,
They're just people who do their jobs, and some do it better than others.
mm,
Um, but man, I've after watching The King, where he
mm.
played oh shit, who did he play? I think
The what
he
was it
was a British
Macbeth?
king. No, he was
Macbeth
a
King?
British king.
No.
No, it wasn't Macbeth. It was
Oh,
actually but he
is it?
whatever. That's not the
Okay.
point. He had
Okay.
such a great presence in that film,
Hmm.
and I was like, okay, I can see him. He's cooking
Yeah.
now. Like he has this presence to him. And then I saw, well, like I've watched not all of his movies, but a ton. Like Beautiful Boy,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
um,
Ladybird.
was he in Lady Bird?
He was in Ladybird.
He
Whenever
was in
okay,
Lady
before watching Doom Part Two, whenever I saw him in a movie, I was like, I'm like, I hate him.
Yeah,
I hate him.
yeah,
Um,
skinny white boy.
but like, no, literally, he was in a movie called Don't Look Up, and I didn't realize he
Yes,
was in it.
and
When I saw him in it,
he just played
when I saw
himself.
him
It's so
in
funny.
it, no, when I saw him in it, I was like, stop, ew, ew, ew. But he's good. He was good.
He's good.
Um,
He's so
he's
charismatic, and
so
it's hard to
yeah.
really hate him. It's hard to hate
Have
him.
you
That's the thing.
have you seen Little Women?
I haven't, but I really, 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 really want to watch it.
Well, there you go. You have a reason to now. Oh,
I
but we
know.
might take a break. Yeah, we might. What's April? We can't call. I think we could like do a punny name for April because it's Timothy Chalamet. Anyways, um, so Doom. You want to just tell us what Doom is based off of? I'm assuming you have research.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like the
the
whole story, or just like the
like
novel, or like.
quick rundown who the director of the movies are because I forget the name of the director. I
Oh,
know he's
well,
Canadian.
the yeah. So it's Denis Villeneuve. He one of my favorite directors just of all time. Um,
Hmm.
just sci-fi. He makes banger after banger after banger of sci-fi film. It's like incredible. There was this meme going around of like 2016. Wow, this new sci-fi film from Denis Villeneuve redefined the genre. 2019. Wow, this new sci-fi film from Denis Villeneuve redefined the genre. Wow, 2021. Like just every new
Hmm.
installment, people are like, "Whoa, he just gets sci-fi."
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
Blade Runner and all Arrival, all those ones that
Oh,
he
he
did.
directed. Okay, I want to see
He did,
Blade Runner,
yeah,
so
he did Blade Runner
I'll have to add
2049,
that.
Arrival.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Um,
wow.
just these are his sci-fi ones. He did well both Dunes.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm missing one that I can't remember. He did Arrival, Blade Runner, the Dunes,
Hmm.
and there's and then a bunch of other films that aren't very sci-fi but are super good, like Incendie, Polytechnique,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
Prisoners, Sicario, all these. Like just he gets it. He's so
Hmm.
good.
Hmm.
Love him.
Okay. Yeah. No,
But yeah,
that's great. Awesome. Uh, but yeah, Dune came out in, I want to say, was it 2020 or 2021?
21, 2021.
Okay. So, and a lot of people were like, "It's so good." Literally when because I went to see Doom a week ago today, and I finished watching part one. I'm like, this is an intro, right? Like Doom part one
Yeah.
is just like a very slim little intro. That's two
Yeah.
hours long. 2 hours? Yeah.
I it in my opinion,
Hmm.
I liked Dune Part 1 the most.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Um but I am also like a fan of the books, fan of the thing,
Okay.
so like all that world building that they did in Part 1, I was in it like the whole time. So like I that's just the like me, right? Like I was
Right.
looking for the stuff. So that's I
Right.
think I enjoyed it more just because I was like, wow, that's from there and that's from there and blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
But I can Dune 2 as like a cinematic experience is better. It
And
is
I'm not
better.
going to lie, the only reason I wanted to see Doom Part 2 is because, well, I want to see Doom in general, is because we were drunk in a bar on St. Patty's, and you were talking about it, and I looked at you, I'm like, this is literally just like the Indian spice, the Great, like, basically
Yes.
Britain
Yeah.
getting spice from India and selling it elsewhere. I'm like, this is so neat. And then I watched
It
Doom, and I'm like, oh shit, like, very
yeah.
cool.
That's
Very cool.
essentially what I I I don't know how to I'm not going to quote him here on it, but like
Right.
essentially that's what Brian Herbert was going for was like this um like an over not overplay, not over. What's the when you boost something?
Drama-
An
Okay, yeah.
exaggeration of real life, like consequences of colonialism,
Hmm.
of religion, of all these things that like um, people constantly might have seen at the time of like 1965, right? Would have seen
Hmm.
more as a beneficial thing. Like
Yeah.
globalization in the 50s and 60s was like a huge deal. People were like, "Oh, the more and more the world comes into the modern age, the more and more like we'll all be connected and know each other and it's all a good thing." And then Brian Herbert was like, "Well, globalization
Well,
also takes
yeah.
away these cultures. Like they you
Hmm.
can and globalization doesn't always help if all these cultures have already been colonized,
Yeah.
right? So it's and it's a giant allegory for like avoid really charismatic people
Hmm. Hmm.
because that's what he is. That's what
Yeah.
Paul is.
Yeah.
He is for all intents and purposes like a messiah figure.
Yeah.
Even if he's reluctant to do it,
To be
he
one.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. And not to be one, people are telling him I don't know how to word it. It's so
Yeah.
interesting.
No,
Um,
he hates the idea of having this like destiny thrust upon him.
yeah.
Um, but it
It just kind of
he
happens.
it so yeah, in like the idea of it is that at least in the book, they didn't really delve into the movie too much.
Hmm.
They kind of made him take up the reins much more um, directly, because I think
Hmm.
in the book there's so much more context that you can provide, right?
Yeah.
You can always, because you have narrators, you have all these things that you can insert information and stuff like that. Like in the book, it talks about how he is super reluctant, like he does not want this. But it also talks about how, you know how he, in the end of Dune Part Two, they start again essentially a giant holy war, right, against
Yeah.
the galaxy.
Yeah.
In the novel, they make it very clear that the jihad, that's what they call it in the book. They kind of took that away from the movie. I like the word
Okay.
jihad, but it's a bit charged nowadays
Yeah.
with like
It
a
sounds
negative
like
context.
Jesus.
Well, yeah,
It
it
sounds like
literally means
Jesus.
holy on Arabic.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh. Mm.
at least I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty
No.
sure that's what
We don't.
exactly.
We
I
don't
don't speak
quote
Arabic.
people. No,
I
we
don't
don't
speak
quote.
Arabic.
This is
Um,
us. We're not professionals at anything, but but
yeah,
I don't. We have a degree. Well, one of us has. We're close to getting our degrees in something.
yeah, we're almost qualified to talk about this. Um,
Almost.
but the in the book they try and explain that the jihad, or like the holy war, will
Hmm.
happen whether or not Paul accepts his destiny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like the Fremen will war against the rest of the galaxy whether or not Paul is leading them.
Hmm.
So it was this kind of thing of like Paul finally realizes that he it's inevitable,
Hmm.
like this war,
It's
but
gonna happen either way.
he can he can guide it instead.
Right.
Like he knows it's going to
Right.
happen. There's no chance it's not going to happen.
Hmm.
So he instead is like, damn,
Yeah.
I
Um.
need to guide this, and then it's bad because he's
Yeah.
guiding a war
Yeah.
by these like weird esoteric the future thoughts that he has, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
So it's like,
Uh. Quick. We'll do like a quick rundown the part one.
sure,
Very simple introductory to. Oh, I can't say the word. Akrates. Akrates. Did I say it right?
what what
The desert planet. The desert planet. Why can I not say it?
Arrakis,
Arrakis. Oh my gosh.
the
Arachnis. Don't guys.
Arrakis.
Guys, I just became a fan. Don't judge me. Uh and then the basically it's the big desert planet has spice on it. The spice is given to the planet through the worms, these little sandworms.
Yes,
If you
they
don't
don't
know
know
the
that yet.
sand, we don't know that. No one they don't know that. Okay. I know that.
Sorry, again. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Go, go,
No,
go,
you're
go.
so good. If you don't know what the sandworms are, you know, like the popcorn buckets that were a meme. There you go. Um, that's the sandworms, guy. That's where you get the
Yeah,
spice. Spice
yeah,
basically, there's like a war, right, between computers.
yeah.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
like, shit. Here,
Well, we can just
uh,
hear. Wait.
like
Um.
20,000 years or so
Okay. Okay.
before the start of the first book,
Hmm.
uh, there was a huge war against AI.
Okay. And
Um,
then they won. We won, and then we found out that spice somehow. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. Spice can make you become computers to travel through space, and
essentially,
the only place to get it on is Akratis.
a
So if you
racket.
have Arrakis, fuck, just remind me. So if you
It's
have
just like a rack, a rack.
Arachnis,
Yeah, a
Arrakis,
racket. Yeah,
Arrakis. So if
yeah,
you have this planet, you have space travel,
exactly.
and the Duke, the Duke's son Paul,
Hmm.
who's our main character in part one and part two,
Yeah.
goes to this planet, and basically, what house? What house betrays Paul?
Okay, yeah. So the whole idea is like House Atreides, as in any feudal society, the emperor technically owns everything in the empire,
Mm,
and then gives it to his vassals as like a fiefdom.
mm,
So that's why in Dune Part One, when you see them being given the fief of Arrakis, um, there is you can see them like packing up in Caladan. Like you can see them
Mm.
like taking everything out of their home in Caladan and moving it to Arrakis because now their fiefdom is no longer Caladan and is now Arrakis. So
Okay.
they don't own the property on Caladan anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
They
though
lost.
technically since it's their homeland, everyone still
They
swears fealty to House Atreides. That comes back
right.
later in the novels because like House Atreides was like this huge, awesome thing. Everyone loved them because they weren't
Hmm.
douchebags. They weren't
Yeah.
awful. They were honorable, charismatic, um, and more or less in the context of the universe, good.
Okay. Nice.
Um, yeah. Oh, so when they go to Arrakis, they take over the fief from House Harkonnen,
Yes.
which are in essence space Nazis.
Oh, and
They
they're
are
the are they the pale
they are
people
the
or
bald, pale
pale dude?
motherfuckers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just say, there was a point in this movie they played bagpipes, and it's like, ah,
Oh, that was so cool.
that was so cool. I didn't see it coming, and I
Yeah.
saw it, and it made the movie for me. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And then I immediately I'm like, so they're from Earth, and somehow billions of years later, bagpipes are still a thing.
Yep.
That made my little mind be like, oh, they're Earth. They were one point from Earth, and then they came to this other planet billions of years later. Cool,
Yep.
very cool.
Actually, it's very cool because like a lot of the um, cultures and stuff are very reminiscent of our real cultures like now, but
Hmm.
it's essentially like how these cultures would survive through 30,000 years into the future,
Yeah,
right? They get changed,
yeah,
obviously. So like
yeah.
they're not identical, but they're like you can see like, oh, I know that, or I know that.
Hmm.
Like part of it was he used Arabic, like French Arabic, a lot in the novel to like as the
Right.
words for Fremen. So it was very like the Arabic language survived 30,000 years into the future.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and Paul speaks Mandarin to
yeah.
Dr. Yun.
Oh.
Oh, Dr. Yeah, like when there's the small scene in part one where he's about to
Yeah.
go into um, he's about to do the trial of the Gom Jabbar with like the hand in the
Hmm.
box.
Hmm.
Dr. Yoon does the um, like the checkup on him, and then they speak Mandarin to each other. So like all these languages survive into the future, and it's very cool. It's very cool. Connor?
French. It's kind of neat. Just evolved, or like like English. We take things from other languages and make it
Yeah,
our own. So it's kind of neat. Like
exactly.
it's so
It's
neat. It still happens.
mhm.
I'm a bit of I'm a language kind of like history. I took
I love
class.
language.
Oh,
I
did
love
not do well
history.
on it. Yeah, idea of it is so fun. Like study. Oh, ew.
Yeah, I did. I
Did
did.
it Latin course? I took a
Wow.
Latin, and yeah, my teacher, Dr. Strange. Not gonna lie, I'm lying. And he was too because he was Latin, and was coming up, and I'm dyslexic, right? I was enjoying the class. Could
Right.
not
Yeah.
could not say anything. Whenever he said anything, he pointed to me. It's
What's
like, I'm like, but like, could not. But and then like midterm happened. Like, Connor, you're not gonna take this class. Drop it. I'm like, okay, fine. Neat thing though is like the word for papa means pope in Latin. I can't say it, but like I remember
mm,
picking up that, and like I was like, oh, that's neat how we picked that word and made it our own, like made it papa for like dad. It's
yeah,
neat. It's neat. Language is so cool.
it is neat. It's very
But
cool.
yeah,
Uh,
a lot of things happened. He meets the doctor and they talk in Mandarin, and then the doctor, like, we also meet his mom, right? And
yes,
then we
Lady
find out that
Jessica.
like Paul's a witch. Uh,
Kinda. Yeah.
I don't know how that works. Do you know how that
Okay.
works?
So in the problem with Dune is that very much tries to pass itself off as like hard sci-fi, right?
Okay.
Where like there's rules, it's all science, blah 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 blah. It's not. There is
Right.
um there's some weird stuff that we as people today would absolutely not understand. And it is
Mhm.
kind of scientific, but it's loose science. It's science that there's no way we would understand because it's so far into the future, right? So
Right.
the Bene Gesserit, which are what Lady
So yeah.
Jessica is,
Yeah.
they're called witches because they have weird abilities called
Yeah.
well, certain ones they're called, there's the voice, which is super important.
Hmm.
That one just is broken. It's stupid powerful. There's the weirding way, which is another one of their abilities, which is they have such intense control over their entire bodily functions that they can move, and like they can move in very weird ways. It's a hard way of describing, but like they're incredible fighters because they have full control over every
Hmm.
nerve, muscle, cell in their body, so they can move their bodies in ways that are seemingly superhuman.
Hmm.
And again, in part two, they talk about the ability to process poison as well. That is
Yeah.
one of their
Yeah.
abilities, is that they can, since they have so much control over their own bodies, they can filter poisons by targeting it specifically.
Yeah.
Um,
I noticed like another thing, like they were pregnant and it's like it's a girl, and I just know it is. I'm like, oh, handy, you
yeah,
know?
they can control what gender they give birth
Mhm.
to.
Yeah. Oh.
Um,
Oh.
so
So
yeah,
oh so she just made Paul a boy. It's like
yeah, she was only ever supposed to give birth to daughters, and when she
mm,
gave birth to Paul, she went against the Bene Gesserit order that was she was given to only produce female heirs.
oh shit.
Um, because
Oops.
yeah, in some way, they say in the movie, I can't remember in the book, but in the movie, she just like Mohayim, the older Bene Gesserit lady who does like the test and whatever,
Mhm.
tells Jessica like your hubris to try and produce the Kwisatz Haderach like a generation early is why you made Paul.
Mm.
And was she wrong?
I
Um,
mean,
Not really.
yeah.
But the problem is like all these like profit of the Kwisatz Haderach is just the Bene Gesserit. It's just eugenics. It's
Okay.
thousands of years of breeding programs and
Right.
crossing bloodlines and making
Right.
sure that these people are genetically the best at what
Okay.
they do, and but also designed for control, because that's what the
Yeah.
Bene Gesserit are all about. They if
Yeah.
you're gonna get this ultimate powerful being, you need to be able to control it.
Ultimate power. Ultimate powerful being named Paul. Great name,
Yes. Yeah.
Paul. um.
Um, And
Yeah.
the problem was they couldn't control
Mhm.
Paul because they didn't
Yeah.
want him to be Kwisatz Haderach, so they never tried to like control him. They never tried to like teach him and guide him or like manipulate him
Right.
because they were like, "Pff, whatever, he can't be like this
Yeah.
guy,
And
whatever."
then
And then,
yeah, his
yeah,
mom. His mom's like, okay, cool. Mom's kind of like, I can control him. He's like my son, right? Or am I wrong?
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
perfect. Just give me
control,
kinda.
control.
Not.
She does she loves him. It's not
Yeah.
a, it's not
Yeah.
a, it's not control in the sense of like
It's not like a bad
manipulation.
control. It's not like
Yeah,
a bad
it's
control.
she dreams of great things for Paul and tries to get
Yeah,
them to happen.
she cares a lot for Paul, and it's not bad. Like I don't see her as a bad guy yet. We'll see what
No,
happens. We'll see
yeah,
what happens.
yeah.
Um,
She
but yeah, they're on a big desert planet. Um, they go in these little flying contraption that look like dragonflies. Really cool.
ornithopters, baby. They're fucking awesome.
I
They're
saw
so cool.
Lego. I saw people make a Lego set out of that. I'm like, I want that. Uh, Lego's expensive though. I don't have money.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
I was gonna buy a friend, like my sister. I was gonna buy her like Lego roses, and I saw they're $69. I'm like, no. Ugh, it's expensive. Everything's expensive. It fucking sucks. I just want to buy
Yeah.
my sister Lego roses, and she likes them. Goodness.
Aw.
Oh, I know. I'm a nice brother, I guess. Um, um, Paul's dad. I don't know what his name is. He plays by.
Leto.
Why can Leto? Wow.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar, I did a great job as usual. You
Ooh.
know.
Oh my god, and he's so sexy.
Yeah. The shirtless scene where he's laying on the chair.
Oh my god. He might have been dying, but I was alive.
Just like
Oh,
that
yeah.
little bad cavity in his mouth. It's like ooh.
And he can't really speak, so he's like moaning the entire time. Oh my god.
Oh, again, good movie.
Yeah. And the best thing, at least to me, Timothy, like Chalamet, kind of looks like Oscar Isaac and Rebecca Ferguson's son. So like
Yeah,
for them being his parents, they kind of like it
yeah. It kind of works.
work. His parents,
It worked. Yeah,
it does work. It was great
yeah,
casting all around
yeah.
the board.
He's so fucking pale. He's so fucking pale.
Oh, he is.
Sorry, I just have to get it out. Uh, like
Little French boy.
Isaac. Yeah, French. Is it? No, yeah, he's just French. Ugh.
He's
What a peach. That's
he's from New
Timothy.
York, but he is
Ew.
French.
What a peach.
I know.
I'm never watching that movie. Sorry.
Oh, Call Me
Again,
by Your Name. God.
yeah, never watching that. Sorry.
It's such
I
a
was
good
on
movie.
TikTok. But like I was on TikTok and
it
the
is fun.
first thing they showed me was the
Is him
fucking peaches on his
mucking the
nightstand. I
peach.
was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh,
Yeah.
sorry. Um
Yeah,
but
develops
yeah,
an awful relationship with a cannibal.
nice. He's done that before. Is that his second? Oh yeah, he's done that twice now, I think. Wow, look at him go. Uh but
Yeah.
yeah, we're not done
We're,
part 1 yet.
we're not
Basically,
even like halfway through part 1.
I know. Okay, we'll run through this and then go part 2 because part 2 is more interesting.
Okay.
Basically, they get betrayed. They go on these
Lighthouse
little
cartoon.
copter thing. Yeah. They meet other people who are from the planets of. Say the name of the planet again.
Arrakis.
Arrakis. They're on the planet
Think of like
Arrakis.
the
They meet.
real country Iraq, and then just
And
add is at the end.
I'm thinking
Arrakis.
like Arrakis.
Like
I'm
a
thinking like
rack of something.
Arrakis. Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I was gonna say a big rack, but that's not.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I meant like an actual rack, not like.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah. Wait. Gosh.
PG-13 podcast.
You know, that reminded me of something. I didn't know what that was when I was like 13, right?
Yeah.
This is really off track. I'm so sorry, but this is in my mind now. I was 13, and my sister won a club penguin account, right?
Mm.
So I thought, because I'm dyslexic, right? I thought you wrote like rock, RACK, but that's not rock. So I wrote Big Rack 3000, and they're like, we're not. And she got in. She got into our account, right? 2 days later, she's like, Connor, they didn't like my name. I'm like, why? And I read it, and I'm like, my mom read the name. I'm like, Connor, why would you write that? I'm like, what? Big Rack? I'm like, and then my mom walked away. But then later, I found what it meant. Anyways, it wasn't that funny.
Your dyslexia.
That wasn't that. It wasn't as funny as I thought it would be. But you know what? It's whatever. Sorry.
It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. I used to name my puffles like Dick and Balls, but with different like characters, and I'd see how long it would take to kill Penguin to ban me.
I fucking love. I love Club Penguin. Rip in peace, honestly. Anyways, they meet someone from the planet of Arrakis, I forget her name. She's not that important, but she has a suit, and they give Paul a suit, and it's like basically you have what like the water on you on your body is gonna
Hmm.
be kept through the suit. Really
Yeah,
cool. They look really
very cool.
cool.
The
She had
suits are
bright,
so cool looking.
yeah, they look so cool. They have bright blue eyes. You find out that's because of
Yep,
the spice. And I'm like,
yep.
I wonder where they got that idea from. Um, did I tell you that
Wait,
one time someone walked
wait.
up
What do
to
you mean?
me? Oh, the like
What do you mean? Where they
your
got
eyes
that idea
change,
from?
like your eyes change when you're on drugs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Like your eyes go
Yes. Oh,
differently.
very much so. Very much so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. No,
or
no.
if you
I get you.
throw
I get
up,
you. I get you.
or if you throw up Easter Sunday, you go to clean yourself up at a church. Your eyes are
Hmm.
bright red. You walk up to your mom. I want to go home, mom. My mom looks at me. I look demonic, anyways. I'm trying to make a
Right
funny
outside
joke.
of
I just don't
church.
have it in me. I don't. Yeah, it was right outside of church too.
You had to get rid of all the
Yeah,
sin.
I had to get rid of, bro. Just like he's read, just like Jesus has risen, so did the pizza, and the little
Oh,
Canberry eggs. That they came right out.
oh my God.
I
He has
looked so.
risen.
He has indeed. He has. It looked so demonic.
Papa John.
Eyes bright red. Like I looked high. Ugh, fun time, fun time, fun time for me. Fuck, being having the flu sucks. Um,
It does.
yeah, fuck the go bus. Fucking give me the flu. Ugh. Anyways, they get a suit, nice little suit, and then they go to this little spice. They go to the little spice machine,
Field.
getting the spice from the ground.
Yep.
Um, and this is like our kind of first encounter with the giant sandworms.
Yes.
Big, scary. I was
Very
scared.
dangerous.
Oh, so many teeth. For those who don't know, if you're still listening, popcorn bucket, that's what they are, okay? Thank you. But yeah,
Yeah, Google Dune popcorn bucket. You'll see.
and you're good. Or don't. Actually, if you're at the
Yeah.
point where you're Googling, just Google sandworm from Doom. You're
Yeah,
good.
that's yeah. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's probably more effective.
Um, because I don't know what's gonna come up if you Google that. I don't want you guys to
Yeah,
be.
probably vile. Probably something
Yeah.
dangerous.
I don't. No. Yeah. Um.
To be
But
fair,
yeah,
it
these.
was gross looking. But
It is.
continue.
Yeah. 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 It's like whose idea was that? Anyways. Um. They get picked. They basically it's about to attack, and the Duke's like, "We need to get everyone on board." It's Paul. Paul goes outside. He gets a
Yeah.
little dizzy from the dust.
Yeah, from
Um,
the
his like the person who trains him how to fight, uh, gets him on
Gurney
the plane.
or
Gurney
Ida.
gets him. I don't know. He
Well,
gets
they
him on the
both did, I guess.
plane. Yeah, he gets him on the plane. They go, and then I really feel like after that, basically, they kind of get ambushed from everything. Um,
They Yeah, no, if after that there's like the assassination attempt on
mhm,
Paul with the hunter killer
mhm,
drone.
mhm.
And Paul notices it really fast, even though it's
Yeah,
super small.
yeah.
Just giving some hints to how Paul's
Powerful he
not.
is.
Yeah, he's kind of he. Paul is, for all intents and purposes, even if you're not. So like the idea behind Paul is that like even though he's not technically like a like
Messiah.
the yeah, exactly, like
What do you
those
say? Yeah,
they're fake titles,
but yeah,
right? They're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
He's not really a hand of God. He's not really all this shit.
Mhm.
Um,
He
but what
and
he
he's just
is thousands of years of eugenics and
yeah.
the greatest training
Mhm,
at any point in the. He is just House Atreides, and this is a big point. Is like they were so nice and kind and honorable, and like there was a good structure. People
mhm.
wanted to work and pledge themselves to House Atreides, so it attracted the best.
Yeah, yeah.
So Gurney, Duncan, Idaho. In the first movie, there's the Mentat guy, Thafir
Mhm.
Halat, who's the the mentat, like the guy who his eyes roll up in his head and he's like, this is like 4 million Solaris, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Um, all three of those people and Lady Jessica all trained Paul since a child. So he's had training as from Dr. Yue as a doctor. He has had training as a mentat from Thafir. He's had training in military tactics and fighting from Gurney. And Duncan Idaho is unequivocally the greatest sword fighter. And then this is a fact sword fighter in the Imperium. He is the best fighter in the Imperium, just the single soldier. And he has also trained Paul from a child. So
Mm.
Paul is, for all intents and purposes, the Kwisatz Haderach, the Messiah, because he just fits all of the things that they wanted him, but he's not. He's just
Mm.
so good because of all the factors of his birth and his thing, and
Yeah.
again, why he's like thrust into this destiny that he never wanted.
Mhm.
Um,
But yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
he's just
big fat.
super
Like
cracked.
he also gets. I'm just gonna say it. He gets little visions of Zendaya in the first
Yeah.
movie. Fucking easiest paycheck. Jealous.
Oh my god, yeah. Same thing with
Imagine,
Dune 2. But that,
imagine you're just like imagine I get paid or you get paid. We just get paid to
yeah.
be visions. Main
Yeah.
character just
You
walking.
show up
He goes
for
down to
4.5 seconds.
the ground. He goes up to the
Yeah.
ground. It's just like, what up? It's your boy. Give me,
Yeah. Welcome
skinny
back
penis.
to.
Welcome back to
Dude, please watch our
your. I don't
podcast.
know. Welcome back
Yeah.
to Please Walker Podcast. It's just
That's
us
the
just
vision.
rambling for like an. It's us just rambling for an hour, and the person's just like foaming from the mouth. It's like, and we get a paycheck from, I don't know, Water Brothers. Like, thank you. Uh,
Yeah.
side tangent. Remember when Water Brothers was having like difficulty, like their studios were having trouble? They don't have
Yeah.
that issue anymore. I don't think they got
Nope.
Barbie and now Doom. They're like they're good. They'll be
Yep.
fine for a bit.
They're fine. And they have so
Yeah,
much fucking money. Studios,
they're
they're never going to
yeah,
go out of business.
they're fine. They were like, I think people were comparing them to Disney, and Disney's like another level because they bought everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Disney isn't doing that great. Like I haven't watched anything from Disney recently. Being honest.
No. No, I'm
Ugh,
neither, but
yeah. But yeah, big fight, and then what's the doctor's name again?
UA, pretty sure.
Yue. Yue puts in a tooth in the Duke's mouth. He's like, my family's like kidnapped. They're gonna be killed if I don't do this. I'm sorry, I don't want to do this. And you can tell
Yeah.
he's genuine. He doesn't want to kill this. He doesn't want to kill his Duke. But like,
Well, yeah. Well, they
his family's gonna die, right?
yeah, his wife's
And
taken, and then
kid and kid, you know?
just wife, I think, just wife.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he can have kids.
Ooh. L.
Um, but they don't explain that in the
Imagine.
movie at all.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
But yeah, he betrays House Atreides because House Harkonnen kidnapped his wife.
Mm.
Um, and to be fair, you can see why he betrayed them. Like very
Mm.
obviously, you have a wife, you love her, you want to, but it was pretty stupid. I'm not gonna lie, if if I was in there and I knew my wife got taken by House Harkonnen, I know she's already dead.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're that bad
Yeah.
that it's like there's
I
no point in trying to
I don't know.
like talk to them. Like I totally understand the grasp for hope and whatever,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
Harkonnens are the
They're just
worst.
evil.
You
Evil
should
but
not have
beings.
expected
Yeah.
that this deal would have been like held up on their end at all. Like there should
Right.
have been
Right.
no question that you're fucked.
Right.
Like you're dead. Like there is but he betrays them and kind of
Yeah.
nothing ends up. He gets killed, right? So like he
Yeah.
gets killed. His
It
wife's
doesn't.
already
Yeah.
dead. So he betrays
He
his
just kind of did it.
house. He betrays his house, and absolutely nothing good for him comes of it.
Yeah.
Which is
Um. Yeah.
kind of fair,
Paul.
karma.
Paul and his mom. I don't know. It's whatever his mom's name is.
Lady
They get
Jessica,
away. Lady Jess, the car. They get away on the little fly thingies. The person from Arachnus, the lady from Arachnus. What's her name? I don't know.
Leah
She's like,
Times,
I'll survive. I'm from Doom, and she puts a little thing in the ground, and it pumps. It goes boom, 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 and
the
you're like,
thumper.
oh, the thumper. What is that? We see it more in the next one. But anyways, uh, they're basically Paul meets some. They meet the people. The people. Is there a name for the people of Arachnus?
Yes, the
Arachnus.
Fremen.
The Flemen. Oh, thank you. Fuck.
Fremen.
The Flemen are there.
Fremen.
Flemen. Flemen. Flemen.
Free. Like it's
Lemon.
free men, just without an extra
Fremen.
e. Fremen. Fremen.
Thremen. Thremen. Thremen.
Fre.
Thre.
No.
Thremen.
Fremen.
Fa?
Fremen.
Wait, turn on your camera. I need to see your face. How you
It's
deal
an
with your lips. F.
Fremen. Fremen.
Fremen.
Fremen.
Fremen. Fremen?
Yes. There
Okay,
you go.
perfect. Okay, that took, yeah. Anyways, they meet them and then they fight. Paul fights someone.
Yep, he fights can't remember his name. Whatever, it's fine.
I don't know. He kills him and then, that's the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool because you see throughout Dune 1, you actually get visions of this guy that he kills.
Mm. And Zendaya.
But yes, and Zendaya. But like
And
you
us
can
in our
see-
podcast talking about it.
Yes. This is actually this is how prescience works. It's just us talking to him up on the podcast about all the events in the story.
Yeah.
Um,
Dune Part 3, he's just gonna see us. Just like Paul?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he sees these visions of can't remember his name for the life of me. But he sees the visions of this Fremen guy. And essentially what they don't tell you, they just kind of show you, is that these dreams that he's having with this guy are teaching him the ways of the Fremen, because he's seeing these essentially what these visions are, like a separate timeline where they don't kill each other and they're best friends. So what he's seeing is essentially a guy that he in a different timeline that's guiding him through the ways of the Fremen, and that's why he knows these ways of the Fremen already, because his dreams have told him. This guy has guided him through.
That's so cool. I need to rewatch Doom Part 1, I guess. I don't really want to, but
It's very good.
no, it's so cool. That's so cool, though. So that's why he was able to like properly put on his suit and everything. Wow.
Yeah. And that's how he knows. Like there's a small scene where he finally kills him in the fight, right? And in the memory, like in one of the timelines or whatever the hell, like one of his visions, he sees that this guy kills him in his dream. So this guy fights and kills Paul, and Paul loses, and he sees this like respectful gesture of like warrior to warrior at the end, where he like gives him his knife and he holds his hand as he dies, because it's like a respect thing, right? And then you see that for like 5-10 seconds in the movie, but then you see in the fight with the same guy in the real timeline, like in our actual events of the story, Paul does the same thing to him at the very end of the fight. He grabs his hand, gives him his knife, and holds his hand as he dies, which is a custom that only Fremen would understand, but Paul does.
Because of future visions.
Exactly. So it's
so cool.
it's these things that like they're all of these Fremen are watching him do, and they're like, "What the fuck? How did he know?
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they
Mm-hmm.
hand him they give him a Chris knife, which is super holy and whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, no, it's just cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck is his name? Sorry.
Yeah. But no, you're good. And then, he sees Zendaya and us, it's kind of watching him. It's like, good job, man. You did it. After all his visions and everything.
Jameis. That's his name.
Jameis? Okay. But
Jameis.
yeah.
Jameis.
That's Doom 1. That's Doom Part 1. We have
Yep.
that took us an hour. Doom Part 2. Let's go.
Yeah, this is pretty much
Oh.
the end of Doom Part 1 is when he kills Jameis.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. That's exactly
that's
the
it.
end
That
of
is.
Doom Part 1.
Really good way to end it. Doom Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it begins. They go to a big kind of building, right? And then they kind of show the way. No, like how it kind of starts, right? They show. They carry the dead. They carry the dead guy. Carry him,
Jameis,
and they like.
yeah.
Best
They're
way
trying
to
to
describe
bury him.
it. Do you guys ever had like? They have like those like those vacuum bags things, all the air out of it. They do that with his body, and then they
But
pure
also
like
with
they
all
make
the
it.
water.
Yeah, they make it clean, and then they put it in a big pool full of dead people water. Really good shot.
In their siege, as they call it.
Yeah, I'm being honest. Like this one had maybe it's just because I saw like this one has much better cinematography. The budget went up, and it showed because like there's parts in this film. It's like that is so beautiful looking. Like oh my gosh.
And it's beautiful, but it's a testament of like it's just desert, right?
I know.
Like how do you make just desert look so good? And they did it. They freaking did it. It's so
Where
good.
did they film this, Eve? I don't know.
Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
The Gobi Desert, I think, a little bit as well.
And listen, again, I want to know what fucking sunscreen Timothy Chalamet uses to stay so fucking pale for the whole fucking movie, because I want that. Bro,
it would have been really, really, really funny if
he
like
got
the
burnt.
movie opens up and he's just bright red.
Bright red. Halfway through, his skin's peeling off because
he's just really itchy the entire time.
Bro, like he's like you see him rub his forehead, just like skin, like for like burns. Some anyways.
I don't.
If I had one thing to come out of it, just tell me what sunscreen he uses, please. Like what's it called? What's like what's it called when it's like the amount of protection you get? Like I can't think of it. SP like 300 or something. I swear, like he didn't change at all.
No.
I want to see one behind scene photo of him getting a sunburn, makeup department still like covering him and like so much make him nice and pale.
Oh shit, that's a good point. He probably was caked in sunscreen the entire time shooting.
Yeah, that sucks. You get like sunscreen in your mouth.
Yep.
Imagine you're mid take and you get sunscreen in your mouth.
Yeah, you sand in your ass and fucking
bro,
sun in your face.
This is where I'm like kind of autistic. I cannot take sand. Like when I was younger and I got brought to the beach, I would like scream because my mom would take the sand out between my toes. And I just hate sand. Still hate it, bro. Like I do so much trying to get off my fucking feet.
Wet sand. Wet sand in my feet is the worst.
Bro, if they have like,
you can't get it off.
No, you can't. Heaven forbid, you have a car. It's in your car forever. Like it fucking sucks. Hate sand. Ugh, could not. Anyways, I want to call this part like the part where he's kind of like learning how to become a Fremen.
Yeah.
Fremen. My mind went to like Avatar: The Way of Water, because like it's the Fremen showing him their ways and how they survive in the desert. And you know what?
Yeah.
It was good. I'm like I enjoyed it. You saw like. What was the one?
Cool.
What was the one?
And they wanted him to. They're like, if he really is this guy, he's gonna know the ways of the land, right? He's gonna know our ways. And so they send him off into the desert, and truly, if no one assisted him, he probably would have died. Like
Yeah.
Paul's cool and all, but he's not. Arrakis is horrible. Like it is
Yeah.
inhospitable. Like it is.
Mhm.
The fact that there are millions of Fremen living there is just a testament to how fucking strong the Fremen are.
Yeah.
But then Chani, Zendaya's character, takes
Mhm.
pity on him and goes out with him and teaches him. And
I wish.
um,
Mhm. Mhm.
but without the knowledge of the rest, no one knows
Yeah.
Chani helped him.
Yeah. I
So
wish
again,
Zendaya would take
builds
pity
up
on
the
me.
legend.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
I love her. Fucking Tom Holland. Fuck. How can I compete with Spider-Man? Fuck. Fuck. Can't. Anyways.
Skinny white boy nation.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we're the same height, me and Tom Holland, so I have a chance. So, um,
I'm in, boys.
yeah, Zendaya,
Yeah.
shoot my shot. No. But yeah, it's really cool, and it looks so beautiful, and it's like you're literally looking at a fucking desert. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
ugh,
and it's
mhm,
just
mhm.
it's and like you can see and the editing of like the spice that
Yeah,
flickers orange on the tops of the
yeah,
dunes. Oh,
yeah.
that was
I
so
bet.
good.
So, I'm gonna say it now, but like this wins best editing, like Oscar best editor. Like it should. Like it was really
Best
good.
editing? Yeah.
We don't know yet, but like you know what? I'm gonna say it now. Best editing. That's what I'm gonna say.
It's nominated
Um,
for every fucking thing. It has to.
I'm
It's going to be in
I'm
every
sure
category, everything.
it is. Yeah. Like could I honestly
Set
like
design, music,
yeah,
the
costume
music.
design, music. Oh, I could like literally though, like watching this, I came into that movie being a Timothy Chalamet hater. I left it being like, okay, he was
Yeah.
good in
No.
that.
When I saw the movie, so you know Alex, all right?
Yeah, yeah. Don't want to
Curly
bleep that
hair.
name out.
Oh shit, yeah, I just kind of doxed him. Um
Yeah, I'll bleep it.
okay, thank you. Forgot about that.
I know.
Um
Find it and bleep it now. Anyway, don't worry.
oh here, I'll make it really easy. Okay. Now you can see where in the
Okay,
waveform.
perfect.
um um and you can take that out.
Yeah,
Um
you went to see a movie with your friend.
but I
Yeah.
went to see I went to see it with Alex. Um
Yeah.
and we saw it a little stoned. We smoked beforehand. We just
Oh,
came off set,
oh.
so we're tired. We're exhausted. We're
Yeah.
super tired off set. And then because we get off set, we're supposed to get off at like 10 p.m.
So you
So
get up at like 11.
no, we got off like 4 hours early.
Oh, nice.
So we're supposed to get off at 10. We booked for 10:30. So then we're like, all right, see you in like 3.5 hours, bro. And
Yeah.
then we meet back up at Dundas, smoke,
Mm.
and we get in there, and it's just the two of us with our mouths on the floor the
Oh.
entire time.
Oh,
Like
I
we
could
are
not.
just shocked at these images. And
Mm.
oh my god, I've seen the movie like 3 times now.
Yeah.
But the first time I saw it, the speech he gives,
Yeah.
I would have fought for, I would have gone on a
Yeah.
holy war.
Like,
I
I'm
would've.
being honest. Timothy did a good job, and I feel like if anything, if he wanted that Oscar, he should go for it for this movie. Because I'll be on his side, and I fucking hate Timothy Chalamet. Like, I hate him.
Yeah. You hate him.
Dude,
I
no,
don't
I'm
hate him.
sorry.
I think
You know
he's
when
so
like
funny.
you know that one like he's just like if me and him were in the same room, I feel like if we were in high school together, he would be a bully to me. That's how I
See,
feel about
that's the thing.
Timothy.
He's so nice though.
Yeah,
Like from what okay. Again,
yeah.
he's a celebrity. I don't know him. Disclaimer.
Mhm.
All I know of him is his interviews, his stuff. But like
He's a peach.
he bad. he seems like a pretty decent guy. Like
Yeah.
he's also so different than the roles he plays.
Yeah.
Like he's such a fuckboy, like a
Yeah.
little bit, but he's also such a nerd. Like
I know.
he
Yeah.
loves all this stuff. Oh, it's fun. It's fun.
He's good. I could see him winning an Oscar for his film.
Yeah.
Just, I could see it.
Yeah.
Zendaya, I don't
Absolutely.
know, but maybe. Maybe. What I noticed about like this film compared to like the first one, the Fremen are more down to earth than like the high dukes and everything. Like they said
Yes.
stuff, and it's like I was like thinking about it, like after watching, like how can they like this be like such a high sci-fi movie, and then people are like saying like normal phrases that we would say today. You
Like
know
what?
what I mean? Like he would just be like they're just like talk, and it'd be like wouldn't be like all like oh no 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 you know like I'm this person. It would be like oh I was taught through these holograms how to walk in the sand. Then Zendaya would just kind of look and be like the fuck I know what I'm doing. I lived on this planet. You know. It's just
Yeah.
like
And he's like,
simple
oh, my
thing.
bad, my
Yeah.
bad, my bad.
It's like simple things like that. I'm like that's so human. You know. Like it
Very,
was
yeah.
good. I really like that. I like that element of it. You know.
And it was fun because like you could tell Paul's not trying to be rude. He's just being like this is what I
Mhm.
know, and this is different
Yeah.
from what I know. So it's just kind of it's
Mhm.
fun to see the difference. And then she's like, "Shut up,
Bro. Like
just
no.
follow me." Like,
Zendaya is so good at playing like like shut the fuck up like kind of relationship.
yeah,
You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah,
I don't know if I
very
word
good.
that
Yeah,
like Homecoming. It was that kind of relationship. It's like kind of less. This one is like similar, but she's
yeah,
so good at it. I haven't seen
yeah.
Euphoria. Don't
I
want
don't.
to,
I'm gonna be
but like,
honest. I think
mhm.
her performance in Dune Part Two was the weakest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not saying it was bad.
No.
It's just that
No.
everyone else had such an amazing but that's not true. Okay. I liked her character just from
Mhm.
the story wise, like how they changed it from the book and blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
That was awesome. Like I really liked her character. And she's a phenomenal actress. So like it
Yes.
wasn't bad. It was just when you're put next to like Timothy in probably his best
Mhm.
role.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
I agree.
hard. It's hard
Mhm.
to. And Josh Brolin was amazing.
Mhm.
Even though he wasn't in it for that long, he was just very,
Mhm.
very demanding and a fatherly figure, kind of.
Mhm.
Very cool. Like, so all the people surrounding Paul had these very intense personalities, and Chani was
Down to
less.
earth. Down to earth.
Yeah, and down to
Down to
Arrakis.
down to. Oh, I was gonna say down to
Down to
Dune.
Dune. Down to Dune. Down to Dune. Well, Dune is the name of Arrakis as well.
Yeah,
Um,
and they doomed. They doomed in this movie, right? Did
they
they
doomed
doom in
it.
this movie? They did doom
Oh,
it.
they
Yeah,
fucked.
I thought so. Oh, they definitely
They
did,
fucked
right?
hard. They fucked
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. Also, oh yeah, and I
Oh,
guess we kind of, yeah.
no, no, it's okay. I'm gonna get off the
Oh,
topic of Fremen
yeah.
sex.
Speaking, speaking of things that happened from Dooning, we have a baby in this movie, and you see that baby up close, and
Yeah,
lady, bro, that creeped me out.
it was very
Uh,
creepy, and I think that was a great change from the book. Because in the
what
book,
was the book? Hey, wait, tell me what the book was like.
so in the book, it's like, so from the fall of House Atreides to
Hmm.
him like starting back up as Muad'Dib was
Hmm.
about like 3 years. So the
Hmm.
baby was born in the time of that like
Okay.
3 year span. So in the book, there's a kid running around and
Ew.
like who
Ew.
yeah, yeah, but you know how like in like the fetus is like actually like fully sentient and whatever because of
Yes.
the
Yeah.
drug and stuff.
Yeah.
So is the child. The child's basically
Oh.
just like an adult person in a baby form.
Okay. That would be
So fully
hard. That would
capable
be
of
hard.
speech. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's it, yeah, it'd be hard to film,
Yeah.
and like I can't imagine bringing children to go film in Abu Dhabi desert
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
very easy to
Fun.
like
It wouldn't be that fun. Like, um,
not fun, but also just like legally.
yeah. No,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
is that like an unsafe work environment for a child? Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
So
Oh.
yeah, so I totally get the change.
Mhm.
Um, uh,
Smart. That's
but
so smart.
and yeah, I liked it, and it made Lady Jessica far more like creepy because she's like whispering to
Yeah.
herself rather than like having an
Yeah.
actual child next to her to talk to.
Yeah.
Other people like doubt her sanity now
Mhm.
because she's kind of whispering to herself. But she's
Yeah.
not. She's talking to the baby, but no one else knows that.
Who's and I guess
Oh,
like once the
Paul
pro
knows that, but
yeah, because
Paul
Paul
knows that,
also
but no one else knows that.
yeah. Yeah. Dude, it creeped me out every time. Whenever I saw it, I was like, no, stop. But
Yeah,
it was good. It was good. Like
very good, very
like
very good.
I'm not this movie made me like enjoy Doom. Like, you
Yeah.
know, um we have like Paul Rice as sandworms, such a good
Oh,
shot. I didn't I went into this movie fully blind, didn't know they did that. When I saw it, it's like, wow, this is cinema. Cinema's back.
yeah, and I love the music that they're playing, and
It's
like
yeah.
it times up perfectly when he drops that
hmm
heel and he's fully
hmm
standing on it. Oh,
hmm Again, like you
good.
said, nominate for best music. It should. Who's
Hans
the
Zimmer.
composer? Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, uh, yeah, no, okay, so good though.
Oh, and
Uh,
just a fun fact: you were talking
mhm,
earlier about the bagpipes that they
yeah,
played, like when they're walking out.
yeah.
The bagpipes are actually an electric guitar. Like the noise they're making is a modulated electric guitar.
No,
Yeah,
no, but bagpipes are so hard to
exactly.
like
Like
record.
he
I
was like, let's. I'm not going to do the Hans Zimmer voice, but like he
yeah,
tried to. He was like,
no,
how do we take bagpipes but make them not the same
yeah,
thing as we have them today? So he
yeah,
gave them like that electric kind of
yeah.
tone, that
No,
electric power chord tone from electric guitars, and it was so good.
you can like I grew up near like a cat like okay I grew up near a town, and when I say near it's like a bit of a drive. Anyways,
Yeah, like
called
40 minutes.
Fergus. Yeah, no, like called Fergus.
Uh-huh.
And when you hear bagpipes, they're from far away, but they sound close. Like
They
you,
do.
they're so loud. I have a cousin who used to play like he still plays bagpipes. They're so loud. Like they draw people in. If you're playing bagpipes, people are gonna hear it.
Yeah.
And then that little Scottish part of me is like forever. You know,
Yeah.
that was a side tangent there. But yeah, so music was so good. I don't know, like
Just
I
in
want to see the
general.
movie
And then
again.
oh, it's so good. And then I think one of my favorite
hmm
sequences in the movie, and I think a lot of people's favorite sequences or sequence in the
Yeah.
movie was the Harkonnen arena. Like when Fade
Mm.
Rotha is first introduced and it's black and white and they come out
Yeah.
and there's the
Yeah.
transition
That's
from inside, which is in
yeah.
color, to under the black sun, which makes it
Yeah.
black and white. And those
And that's why they're
fireworks that are
pale.
like ink.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. No, it's so like the world building is like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like I mean like I wish I could
Oh,
like come up with something like that. But
yeah.
the only
You
way you
totally
really
can.
could. You can. It would just
Oh,
take me
he was also on mushrooms the entire time he wrote it.
yeah. And that helps.
Cocaine,
That helps. I'm not
cocaine,
we
mushrooms, and the golden light of Islam guided
um
Frank Herbert
there you
to
go.
write this novel.
There you go. We're not consoning any of that, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do it.
No. Thumbs up, guys. Don't. Michael B. Jordan. No, is it Michael B. Jordan? Stop it. Get some help.
Wait,
There you go. Is it?
that's
Am I wrong?
that's just Michael Jordan.
Oh
Michael B.
fuck.
Jordan
Michael
is
Jordan. Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some
yeah.
help. There you go.
Michael B.
Um
Jordan is Creed.
oops. Hey, that's an easy mistake. Um the big battle.
Oh, so
Oh,
good. The fucking
so
worm.
good. Oh, they're so good. It was so, like you see like Paul walk through people, and you get the shot from above. You see
Oh
him
my
walk
god, that was my
through.
favorite shot in the whole movie. That was
Um,
my favorite shot in the whole movie.
friend of the podcast, Mao. We were both like in
Love
awe. We were
Mao.
like, look at that, love Mao. He was on the podcast, guys, so I can say his name. We are like, oh my gosh, it's so good. Like so good. The
It truly
battle.
floored me. It like
The,
that whole
mm,
like that scene where he's walking through the crowd, and just the shot before that where he's
yeah.
walking up the hill, and then the
Mm,
fucking big worm comes out from behind him.
mm.
It was
It's
so good.
yeah, my dream, and I hope one day I get to like direct a battle, like make a
Yeah.
battle. It'd be. I'm a big or like Lord of the Rings fan. I wish
Oh yeah.
like, bro, like it's like,
It would be so fun.
so fun. It was so much work, but like, oh
Oh, it
my
would be.
gosh,
Oh,
once you
another
like,
fun. Oh, sorry.
mhm.
Continue.
No, once you
No,
get
no.
it though,
Finish
you're
your thought.
like, once you get it, you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
like I would love to do it. You need a lot of people, and they had a lot of
Need a lot of
people.
people. Like
They had a
one
lot
of
of
my
people too.
favorite
So,
fight like battles.
hmm
Well, Helm's Deep,
yeah.
classic, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Um,
course.
but I'm not a huge Game of Thrones fan. Like I'm
Same.
not a huge, but the
But
Battle of Bastards with Jon
okay,
Snow and
okay,
the other one, amazing fight.
yeah.
He falls off his horse, um, and he just stands up and draws his sword at a charge, like a cavalry charge. Oh, it was just good. It was great. It was a great
Mhm,
fight, great
mm,
battle. Um, but fun fact, um, uh, the gladiator, the Atreides gladiator that fought Fade in that scene,
mm.
the one where he goes like, "You fought well, Atreides."
Yeah.
Um, he is the stunt choreographer, like the fight choreographer
Oh
of
wow.
both movies. So when you see him fight, like then yeah, all of the fighting in the movie is what he made. Like he made all the
Mm,
fight scenes.
yeah.
So it was cool that they gave him like a role.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
he
that's
doesn't
so
really.
fun. That's so
Yeah,
cool though.
yeah,
Uh, he got into he got into. I was
yeah.
gonna say
He
actor.
got to actually be in the film, which is
Yeah.
cool. I
Yeah.
think more people. I genuinely believe. I think it would be far more fun to have people who work on the set,
Mm,
just extras, just like
yeah.
because he said like two lines and then died, right? So
Right.
like it wasn't crazy. Like they didn't
Yeah.
expect much acting from him,
Oh,
but they
did he not
wanted
say
him to.
3 lines?
Yeah, but
They didn't
like
want him to like. It's an actor. It's actor, right?
for Canada, yeah,
Oh, what is it for America? I don't know. They didn't want him to get into
Actors Guild of
Canadian actor.
America. I
Act,
think.
Actors Guild of America. It's like 3 lines, I think. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But they probably got him to sign something saying like, "You're already
Yeah.
hired as the fight director. Can you just do
No,
these
I'm
scenes
sorry.
because we
That
like
was
you a
so
lot?"
dumb. That was so dumb. Sorry. Anyways.
No, yeah, yeah.
Um.
It's just very cool.
Ugh.
And then he talks about it, like on a podcast and stuff, and like how we
Mhm.
mix certain fighting styles
Mm,
into different, like Fade, like the Harkonnens and Fade fight very differently than House
yeah.
Atreides do, and House
Yeah.
Atreides fight very differently than the Fremen do.
Yeah.
And you can see that in the way they
Yeah.
fight.
Fremens
And
use
the
their
Sardaukar.
surroundings. Oh yeah,
Fremen
Fremens use
are
their
all
surrounding.
Fremen.
Yeah, they
Okay,
use
one
that
of the
sand.
they do, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is one of my. They are deadly. But that is the thing. The Fadakin or
Hmm.
the Fremen warriors are the greatest warriors in the galaxy, essentially.
Right.
But they've, oh, pardon me.
No, don't worry.
They've been stuck on Arrakis, right? Like the Fremen are, pretty much you can only find them on Arrakis. Like
Right.
they're not a like a galactic wide like culture. Like it's just
Hmm.
Arrakis. And because of that, and how shitty Arrakis is, right?
Yeah.
they have fought constantly for the last hundreds of years
Mm.
against colonialism, other fighters. And since Arrakis is so important to the Empire, or the Imperium as it is supposed to be called,
Yeah.
that like the soldiers that they put on Arrakis are also the best. So essentially, the
Right.
Fremen have been constantly fighting the best soldiers the Imperium has to offer consistently for hundreds of years. Just accidentally, basically by the why the Imperium kind of screwed themselves is they honed these guys into the
Right.
greatest warrior tribe essentially in the galaxy.
Mm.
And it came back to bite them. Like, because once they got organized into a proper war party, they were unstoppable.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
like the Sardaukar, which are the Emperor ones. From Dune Part 1, you remember they're the guys who it opens up and the guy's like throat singing, and there's like the blood ritual going on. They're like getting painted and stuff. Those are the Emperor's,
Yeah.
like, do you remember that? They're the guys in the white
Yeah.
suits.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
White suits with the blood handprint on their chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys, they're supposed to be the greatest soldiers in the Imperium. And that's
Mm.
why when there's 300 Sardaukar given
Mm.
to the Harkonnens to help like kill House Atreides, that was like a big deal. Because the Sardaukar, like 300 of those, is like 1,500 actual soldiers, essentially.
Oh.
Is
Oh.
like the whole point of them is that they're so good at
Right.
what they do that it's like
There's
a
like.
1 to 5 ratio
Mhm.
of like one
Mhm.
Sardaukar is 5 other soldiers.
Okay.
So that's why they're so nuts, and that's why when you see like this whole host of Sardaukar at the end of Dune 2 with like the major fight, like all of those soldiers in the Emperor's army are all Sardaukar, so the greatest soldiers, right? The
Right.
best ones in the galaxy,
Right.
and they
Okay.
get demolished. They get absolutely
Yeah.
demolished by the Fremen because
Right.
the Sardaukar. Well, they explain this kind of in the book, where it's like the Sardaukar were the best for so long that they became complacent within their victories. Like
Oh.
they never struggled to fight, so they never
Mhm.
got better.
Right.
And
Okay, that makes sense though.
the whole point of
Because
like the Fremen
when you're
is
at
they're
the yeah.
constantly struggling. Their
Yeah.
whole life is a struggle. So they're
Right.
constantly getting stronger.
Right.
Um
Yeah.
and it
No.
made them into the greatest warriors. And it's
Yeah.
also they all have a limited all the blah, 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 what am I talking about? All the Fremen have spice in them, so
Yeah.
there's some level of like mind
They can kind of
openingness.
see yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't quite have prescience, like they can't see the future. They don't really,
But they
but
have
they're
it's
their
like their third eye.
their minds work better.
Oh. Yeah.
Essentially,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
minds work faster.
They have that and just being honestly like beat down, but they're able to just beat up. You know what I mean? If that makes
Exactly.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
one thing, because you can't use shields on Arrakis because you'll just
Yeah, because
attract the worm.
yeah.
Um,
Such a cool thing. That's so cool. Like that's so cool that
Yeah.
he thought about like what he's like he made this device saying, "Oh shoot, everyone's going to be invincible." Oh, but because of the vibration, they're giant sandworms, you're fucked. You
yeah,
get caught by that. It's so smart.
it's very smart because it gives Arrakis this. Because yeah, exactly, it's like this invincibility shield essentially, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just doesn't work on this planet because this planet's
Yeah.
just so cruel. Or they say it in the movie. It's like Arrakis is beyond cruelty. You can't like
Yeah.
complain about it being cruel. You can't whine. You just have to accept it and keep going
Yeah.
because it's not being cruel for cruelty's sake. It's just that's
How
what
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just it is. So you just have to keep
Yeah.
going forward. And that's what they do. And then they finally and it culminates in this big jihad, this holy war, because they're like,
Hmm.
now that we're put together, these assholes, and we're being led
Yeah.
by our godly figure.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's at this point in the movie, he's like, I guess I'll be a god. And Zendaya's like, I'm against that. You know,
I like that because
I
in
like
the
that too.
book,
Oh,
she's one of his like greatest supporters.
oh, ew. Sorry, but like,
Yeah,
I
no,
guess that
she
it
had
makes
much less
sense.
agency. She had much
Yeah.
less agency in the book.
One thing
She was
I'm happy about is that with time, we, like we all like
Mhm.
mature. You know what I mean? Like, like it's not like she's not gonna follow him if she says like I don't know in the book, but like in the movie, she's like, you're not a god. Like
No,
I'm not
no,
gonna
exactly.
follow you.
And
And
even
it's like,
Paul tells her too. He's like, I don't want to become this person because I
but
might lose you in the
yeah,
process, but also
yeah,
because I know it's fake. Like I know it's
hmm
just propaganda. Like I'm
but he's just
fully
gonna do it
aware
anyway. But he's gonna do it
because
because in the end, he wants power and he wants this planet because if you have this planet, you have space
you
travel, and then
have
you can
that.
go on and
Yes.
find better things, right? You can go on and evolve further. Such a
And
neat
that
thing,
yeah.
so beautifully fought. Like,
Yeah. And
um,
it, it's
this
it's
is.
it's he
Mhm.
he like he he grabs power not for the sake of power, but for the
Mhm.
sake of his the problem with prescience, right?
Yeah,
Is that you can see the future, right? You
yeah,
can make like a predictive model of events
yeah,
essentially.
and
Um
that's that's the purple, that's the blue juice, right? Like the blue stuff from the baby
that's the
snail,
water of life. The water of life
and that
um
that completely
it's
opens his
essentially
mind.
water of life is essentially just super super concentrated spice. So
Okay, because yeah,
um it's like
newborn, yeah,
it's like THC oil versus weed flower,
right, right,
if that makes
yeah, that
sense.
makes sense. No, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
okay. Cool.
if you guys
Um
if you guys take drugs, you get it. It's like think of it. I don't know. Think of it like, gosh, I don't know how to word it differently. Um, honestly, that's the best way to word it. I think like flour versus water. Like I
mm.
don't know how to word it. Like or like
Or
I
like
don't know something really like
if you've ever like um so if you've ever had like vermouth is literally just distilled wine. So they're the same thing. It's that one's just
yeah,
more potent.
yeah, and
It's
stronger.
just refined. It's just
Yeah.
refined to the point of like all of that extra shit's gone. It's just
Mhm.
what it's important.
Mhm. Mhm.
So when he takes that, he unlocks his ancestral genetic memories.
And then yeah,
Um, they don't really explain that in the
and
movie.
we're not.
Well, they do, but they
Yeah,
don't
but like
show it with him.
yeah.
But the whole idea is that like he can now. But yes, also your point when you said it opens his mind. It does. It does.
Yeah.
It completely expands his
He
capabilities
sees this
of prescience.
he sees
Like
his sister fully grown, kind of
yeah,
weird. Uh, anyways.
yeah,
Oh, in
and
this
like
situation in Doom Part 2, he'll be walking towards the water. He'll see his sister, me and you just talking about this movie.
yeah, it's us on a
Yeah,
like one of those white
us.
foldable tables with two Rode
Yeah,
microphones.
us and
Um,
Anichara Joy in the middle just kind of talking. And we're like, we're here too, Paul.
yeah, it's like Billy on the Street. We like go up and we're like, hey,
Yeah,
name one
yeah.
woman.
Name a woman.
Name a woman for $1.
Name a woman. Oh, yeah, yeah. But it's two of
Um,
us and we're saying at the same time. Uh,
but yeah,
this is gonna be an
he
hour. This is gonna be an
what?
hour and a half. This is an hour
All
and a half
right,
podcast that I have to edit. Um,
okay, we
quickly,
can wrap it up soon.
I kind of the battle happens. He meets what's his name? Austin Butler's character.
Yep,
His voice is oh my god. His voice is
I
really
loved
took
it.
me out of it. You loved his voice.
I loved it because
Um,
it sounds like Stellan Skarsgård. That was the whole
Right.
point. It's like Duke Harkonnen,
Hmm.
Fade Rotha is his
Mm,
nephew. So it
mm,
makes sense that they have the same kind of like accent to
right.
his voice. So it was cool, just because like especially because Austin Butler was clowned on for like
Yeah.
being stuck in that
Listen,
Elvis voice.
me,
But like
Mal, Mal from
yeah,
the podcast, when we were watching together, we were like, we were like, oh, because we both immediately our minds went to the Austin Butler's his voice. But if it makes sense, if it's like his uncle has a similar voice to that, then it makes
yeah,
sense that he did it
and
like that.
it was super cool because he didn't actually Austin Butler. I mean, didn't tell
Hmm.
Stellan Skarsgård that he was going to do this voice. So
Yeah,
when they did scenes together and he starts speaking like Stellan Skarsgård,
yeah.
they had to do multiple takes because Stellan would be like, "What the fuck? Like that's
Watch
my
Doom on
voice."
TikTok. I can't do that voice. Watch Doom. I can't do it. Oh, all I have is Canadian, and then that's it.
What doing on TikTok?
Watch Doom on TikTok. I can't do it.
Whoa,
Oh.
mama, what you doing on TikTok?
My voice is not. My voice isn't that deep, unfortunately. Ugh, can't do it. Um,
But I loved his
you know,
voice. May thy
it
knife
was
chip
yeah.
and shatter.
It was just. It was so wellly filmed. Like I feel like if we were to do this again, I feel like there's more we can talk about in part two. But like we've
Oh,
already played
probably.
like hour and a half. Like I'm sure we missed stuff, and if we missed stuff, guys, and you're still watching the video, comment down below. Also,
Comment,
comment down
please.
below. Comment your I don't know favorite. I don't know.
Comment. How do you think Fremen wash their bodies, or do they
Yeah,
just
there you
stink
go.
all the time?
Comment how stinky on a scale of 1 to 10 the Fremen are. Thank you.
Uh,
Do you want? I do like a review at the end. This is what makes us our little thing. I do a little review at the end of our podcast. And I
okay,
do a letterbox review because I am a film bro.
you're a letterboxian.
Yeah. So Doom Part Two, much better than the first one. The first Doom, being honest, was not that interested in it. I'm a Timothée Chalamet. I'm an ex Timothée Chalamet hater. But after
You're a
watching this,
reformed.
I'm out. I'm back. I'm fully in. I'm on his. I'm like, go Timothy, get that Oscar.
Yeah,
um,
for real.
this better win. This is just it's so beautiful, and the fact that it's a fucking desert. And then I'll rate it. That's my letterbox review. I don't do ratings. You can do ratings or whatever you want. You can try to like word it down
Um,
to one thing.
let's I don't use Letterbox, but
No, you can give a
let's
rating if you want.
yeah, I'm gonna
How many sandworms?
uh yeah, that it's 5 out of 5 sandworms.
Yeah, I would give it
Five
that
out of
too.
five
If I.
shy haloods. 5 out of 5
Mm,
shy haloods.
mm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I love that movie so much.
So
Just
good. Thank you.
an
Yeah.
incredible adaptation of one of the greatest sci-fi novels of all time.
Yeah.
Um, and
No.
just changed it to be more direct.
Yeah. I get the hype. I get the hype. I did not get the
Yes,
hype before, but I get it now. And I want to see this in IMAX. Like I actually do because I feel like it'd be
I
worth
saw it in
it.
IMAX the first
Was it
time.
worth it? It was worth it. Okay.
The
Okay.
sound, the image, just like that one.
Um.
Oh, sorry, that one
Mhm.
scene where like the worm and then him walking through the crowd in a
Yeah.
huge widescreen.
Beautiful.
You
I'm
could
sure.
pick him out. You could see
Oh.
him move through just so much more clearly. It was so good.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Also, guys, new co-hosts, new thing that we're doing. We have an email. It's at please watch our podcast at gmail.com dot com. If you guys, it's been the little info down below. If you guys have like movie recommendations or like you want to send us an email, tell us what you think of our podcast, what we could work on. If you want to give your own rating to a movie that we watch, you can do that, and we'll read them at the end of the podcast. If our podcast is not like 2 hours long,
Yeah,
we have a lot to say. These are two movies, okay?
2 3-hour movies. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like Dune Part One didn't have to be 3 hours, but anyway, it did.
I
Anyways,
can't wait for the extended cut.
They're making a TV show, right?
Huh?
Hold on.
I think so.
What?
Google it. If they do, we can
What?
talk about it. Yeah, it's
What?
coming out. Yeah, I think it's
Aw.
like a prequel trilogy thingy. Anyways, coming. We're talking about that. Sure. Anyways, I'll let you Google that. We can Google that after. We do our little goodbyes. Thank you so much for taking 2 hours. If you're doing this, listening to dishes. If you're doing the dishes or something, there you go. You just had two people talk about Doom for an hour and a bit. I
Yep.
think that's it. Are you good?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.